And right now, people around the world are mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II of Britain, who reigned for 70 years. Let's give you a live look at Buckingham Palace tonight. Crowds gathering there, as you can see. A rainy night. They are there to remember the Queen's remarkable life and legacy, and to mark the ascension of a new monarch. Prince Charles, the Queen's eldest child, is now king, and he will be formally recognized as King Charles III. We are covering every angle of the Queen's death and what it means on the world stage. We start with NewsNation correspondent Paul Gerke. And Paul, reactions are pouring in tonight.
That's right, Nicole. We've watched some people walk inside the British consulate here in New York carrying flowers and other tokens of remembrance after losing their long-reigning monarch. Doctors were expressing concern over her condition this morning, advising the 96-year-old to rest while placing her under medical supervision at Balmoral Castle. As word of her condition quickly spread, her family rushed to Scotland to be by her side for her final moments. Queen Elizabeth's sons, Prince Andrew and Edward, and grandson Prince William, touched down in Aberdeen. Then raced to Balmoral Castle, the family's summer estate, to be at her side. There they were joined by the Queen's other children, Anne and Charles, the latter soon to become king. Prince Harry arrived hours later, after the Queen's death, without wife Meghan Markle. William's wife, Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, also did not join the family. Crowds gathered at Buckingham Palace under a rainbow as Britons waited for updates on the only monarch most of them had ever known.
Everybody is really stressed about it, you know. We had her for 70 years.
And when her death notice was posted outside the Buckingham Palace gates, the throngs of mourners broke into a rendition of God Save the Queen. The official website of the royal family has since gone black. It now bears nothing but a portrait of the Queen and a brief message about her passing.
Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain was built.
Newly named Prime Minister Liz Truss, who officially stepped into the role after meeting the Queen Tuesday, issued brief, somber remarks.
The death of Her Majesty the Queen is a huge shock to the nation and to the world.
Britain's new monarch, who will be known as King Charles III, will address the nation tomorrow. In the meantime, President Biden is among the many world leaders reacting to Queen Elizabeth's passing. In a lengthy statement, the White House said, quote, "She defined an era, and in a world of constant change, she was a steadying presence and a source of comfort." Nicole?
All right, Paul Gerke live for us. Thank you. And crowds have been gathering at the gates of Buckingham Palace since news broke of the Queen's health, and that had taken a turn for the worse. Queen Elizabeth II was Britain's longest reigning monarch, spending more than 7 decades on the throne. The 96-year-old lived and reigned through some of the world's most prolific events, steering the monarchy through war, through peace, economic transformation, and fallout. And NewsNation Prime anchor Marty Hughes joins us live. So, Marty, the Queen's indelible commitment to the throne, widely documented, of course, and she does leave behind a prolific legacy.
Absolutely, Nicole. And the Queen's commitment to those royal duties on display, as Paul mentioned, right up until the very end of her life. Just 2 days ago, Queen Elizabeth appointed Liz Truss as UK's new Prime Minister, the 15th during her reign as Queen, her first Winston Churchill when she was new to the throne in 1952. That was 7 decades ago. And although Queen Elizabeth's passing brings great sorrow for so many tonight, it also is a moment of reflection on her life, her legacy, and the impact that she has and will have around the world.
Elizabeth Alexandra Mary Windsor. Not exactly born to be queen, at least not at birth, back in 1926. But her uncle's abdication passed the crown to her father, and after his death, Elizabeth ascended to the throne at just 25 years old, the first televised coronation seen around the world in 1952, putting the new queen inside people's homes like no royal before her. Her husband, Philip, kneeling before her, only years earlier at her side for their wedding. 4 children together, the first a future king. Princess Diana's tragic death marking a defining moment in Queen Elizabeth's reign. Queen Elizabeth, a fixture on the world stage, meeting nearly every American president since Harry Truman, dancing with Ford, riding horses with Reagan. The longest-serving British monarch ever, marking a milestone after milestone.
It has touched me deeply to see so many thousands of families, neighbors and friends celebrating together.
A diamond jubilee, Elizabeth II, God save the Queen.
70 years on the throne, she has weathered so much, and many are asking now, what is next? As is tradition, there is a detailed schedule of events following the Queen's death, culminating 10 days from now with a funeral service at Westminster Abbey. Flags have been lowered to half-mast across Great Britain and also the Commonwealth. What happened today at Buckingham Palace really drew such a crowd, but also a silence fell over them when the news was shared that the Queen had passed. King Charles III is expected to make his first speech as head of state tomorrow. Nichole.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.